The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily represent those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting group. Access Fort Wayne is a department of the Allen County Public Library. If you or anyone you know might be interested in making a television show, please call 260-421-1250.
Hi, welcome to the Mind, Body, Spirit show. Dr. Kachmann here speaking to you today about a very interesting subject, teeth. Hey, I got them. And health, a critical subject. This is just the beginning of knowledge, not the final word because it's complex. But let's get through it, what we have. So the importance was proven by Weston A. Price, a dentist from Cleveland, who had been working for years looking at people's teeth and decided what people should be doing to avoid all the diseases he was looking at. So him and his wife in the 1930s decided to tour many countries and look at the teeth of the people living there. A very interesting book. And they published, then they published a book which has been reproduced and changed a little bit. This is the 8th edition here, I think, right here. You can see that it's quite a thick book. But you know what's interesting about the book? I've never met a dentist who ever read it. It frankly is not believable. But let's get it on the road. The importance was about nutrition was proven by Weston A. Price by touring a lot of the world. I'm bringing this subject up because of the tremendous amount of chronic disease in the world, and especially in the U.S., and even my city, yes. And, of course, I lived through this time, and we'll discuss with you a little bit the history there. My parents never taught me to brush my teeth. They didn't. I lived in New York City. My dad had a delicatessen, I tell you some of the interesting. I did not brush my teeth till a fraternity brother at Indiana University said to me, Rudy, would you brush your teeth? We have girls coming over tonight for a party. I had never brushed my teeth. My parents didn't teach it to me. I already had lost about 3 teeth from infection. Fortunately, they were in the back of the mouth, and I still have a nice smile, which I need because I'm a lot on TV. I'm going to say, look at this show or some of my other shows, and you will see. I'll prove it to you. I have 1,000 videos on health, on disease prevention and reversing on YouTube. Most chronic disease begins in our teeth. And that's what I'm going to be discussing with you today. It's the beginning of your knowledge, okay? That is the reason for the show. And Winston A. Price was the dentist, he was looking at disease at the teeth every day and decided to find out why. Why were people getting sick? So he and his wife decided to tour the world and see if they could find an answer back in the 1930s, a long time ago. Yeah. Actually, they wanted to find out what made teeth healthy. Yes. They would ask people to smile and took a picture of them. And this book here is full of those pictures. A lot of those are in that great book, in the name of that book, Nutrition and Physical Degeneration. It's the name of their book. In that great book, they describe how natural, unprocessed food resulted in strong, normal teeth, and people were free of their disease. That's what they learned. And what they learned, too, is that in these cultures, people would a different food, but it was food right out of the earth, unprocessed. Many primitive peoples have avoided certain of the life problems faced by modernized groups, and we could learn from both of them, and they did it. What Weston Price proved is that processed food is the root cause of most disease. Mm-hmm. Yes, the teeth are destroyed by the unnatural food, and most people are eating across the world. Interesting. And of course, obviously, we're doing it today. Dr. Price's research proved that dental decay is primarily by nutritional deficiency, and that those conditions promote decay and secondary diseases from dementia, Alzheimer's, heart disease, multiple cancers, and more than 30, 40 other chronic diseases. Yes, yes. All of which could have been prevented by proper dental care and proper nutrition. Decades ago, dental nutrition was taught in a school to every child, You would wonder how much that accounts for our high rate of acute and chronic disease. I remember when I was in school, we'd have dental hygienists come in and teach us to brush our teeth and what dental disease is all about. But this is not occurring today. So 50% of a heart attack, people grab their chest and they die. And the majority of the time that could have been avoided because the disease started in the teeth. People grab their chest and die. Half the people that die of heart disease had no previous symptoms. They just grab their chest and they drop over. That happened to a friend of mine who was 15 years younger than me, and he was eating the wrong diet taught to him by somebody, and I played tennis with him 3-4 days a week. But he was playing somebody else. He grabbed his chest and died right there. So it happened to my best friend at the time. Dr. Price found 14 independent and different diets. They're all different diets, although radically different, provided complete immunity to tooth decay. They were eating different foods. And so rampant dental caries and increased dental deformities were found in people consuming Western processed food. These diets had something in common. The more processed foods you ate, sugar, flour, canned foods, hydrogenated vegetable oils, the more disease you had. Yes, Dr. Price analyzed these diets and found all good diets had 4 times the amount of minerals and water-soluble vitamins compared to the American diet, and also 10 times the amount of soluble vitamins found in conventional animal fats, vitamin A and D, for example. Price considered these fat-soluble vitamins supplied included today in butterfat, organ meats, fish, and eggs. So we are learning, and Dr. Ernest Houghton of Harvard University emphasized oral sepsis, oral infections, and he wrote a book and said, "I believe that the health of humanity is to discover a prevention of tooth disease and avoid dental deformities, and it will affect the evolution of humanity, or it will go to extinction in an instinct. Our jaws are maybe too small for us," he said. The changes that Francis Pottinger, MD, observed in cats. They did experiments in cats on deficient diets, paralleled the degeneration of Western Price observed, as they were found in people, too, who abandoned their traditional foods. True with human beings as it is with cats, the nutritional degeneration caused by different foods is passed down, inherited also by our children. A sobering task stands before us. So the way we eat as parents is passed down to our children. So Dr. Pottinger found that only diets containing 100% raw milk and raw meat produce optimal health. Then again, having read Whitewash by Joe Keon, a book I've referred and talked about many times, he wouldn't necessarily agree with that. So milk has a lot of allergies. If you look at YouTube, Kachmann, milk, I did 2 shows on that and described that in detail, because milk has a lot of allergies associated with it, and an occasional sudden death, allergic reaction, anaphylactic reaction that happens. So when I look at our school lunches here, they have milk at every meal. When you think that the milk has many allergies associated with ear infections, asthma, and also anaphylactic, where the person dies, and we're serving milk to our children in the schools every day. It's true. It's true. So in the 16th century, sugar had become a staple of royalty. Queen Elizabeth's teeth were black because she's the only one who could afford sugar, and she was eating sugar all the time. And then her teeth fell out, and we had a queen without any teeth. So oral health is affected by the nutrition. And so the teeth of poor people looked a lot better because they couldn't afford the sugar, and the royalty had missing teeth. It's a true story. That's described in this book and many other books. So the proximate cause of tooth decay had been known since the late 19th century. It was a bacteria in the mouth which eat away the enamel of the teeth. But it is more complex than that. Actually, there are good bacteria and bad bacteria in your teeth. So you have to have some in there. So by the 1930s, dentists had been advising patients to decrease sugar consumption. Okay, that's why Dr. Price took his trip. Actually, he was interested in what gave people healthy teeth more than what gave them diseases, what made the teeth healthy. And whenever he saw a new culture in a different country, he would ask them to smile. You notice 90% of my teeth are still there. The ones I lost were in the back. Lucky. So teeth have three parts. They have a crown, a neck, and a root. Okay? The root is hidden underneath our gums. The hard white surface of the tooth is made from enamel. It protects the teeth against decay. Below there is dentin, which supports the enamel. It bears the weight of the enamel. Together, the enamel and dentin protect the pulp chamber, where there are nerves and blood vessels. So in the pulp, deep in the tooth, are the nerve and blood vessels. So your forefront teeth on the upper and lower jaws are incisors. Okay? 4 teeth are incisors, so we're a total of 8. Beside your incisors are the canines, 2 on top and 2 on the bottom. They have a single root and a single pointed cusp at the bottom. And the canine rip and tear food apart for us. Further back, there are the premolars, which have 1 to 2 roots and are used to crush food. Your last set of teeth are molars used to grinding. They have 2 or 3 roots versus 1 in our incisors or canines. And they have cusps on the top to use for grinding. So now you learn something about your teeth, leading to good health. Our first teeth appear at 6 to 12 months, usually at the bottom, called primary teeth, usually lower than upper. At 3 years, we have a full set of 20 teeth, okay? And but these are primary teeth. They will fall out. And by age 5 or 6 years old, they start falling out. They start. At age 13, you have a full set of permanent teeth. They fall out, and then we develop permanent teeth, and by age 13 or so, we have permanent teeth. What we should be doing, too, is as soon as the first tooth arises, is to teach our child how to brush their teeth so they get in the habit of cleaning them. And in the end, we have 32 adult teeth. To avoid cavities, fillings, and crowns, your best bet is to take good care of your teeth. Okay? And brush at least twice a day, which I now do, which I didn't do till my senior year in college. Fortunately, I lost only 2 or 3 back teeth, and at age 89, I still have a nice smile, and I just proved it to you. Those are all real teeth. So brush at least twice a day for no less than 2 minutes each time. Floss regularly. And don't forget to clean your tongue. That's one that I did not do till I started reading all these books. And you need to clean your tongue too. besides your teeth. Frequent snacking on sugary foods and drinks and not cleaning your teeth ends up in weakened enamel, the covering of your teeth, and lead to formation of cavities. In a cavity, this is an area in your tooth enamel that is permanently damaged. It's a break in the surface that gets into the dentin, the next layer, or pulp, even deeper chamber can cause you a lot of pain. You have dental pain. If you have pain, the cavity has gone into the pulp. So to fix a cavity, a dentist remove the decayed part, okay? Clean the area and fill it with a special material. This is called a filling, okay? If after your tooth is too big for a filling, a dentist can fix it with a cap or crown, something on top. These are strong covers that go over the tooth. Crowns are also made out of special materials. In the past, they used gold and silver. Recently, however, porcelain, ceramic, and resin have become popular because of their white color. It makes the tooth look normal. When the crown is white, it's hard to tell the tooth has had a filling. It looks like a normal tooth. And so how to have healthy teeth and gums. Brush your teeth twice a day. Okay? Floss between your teeth before bedtime. Like I do, replace your toothbrush every 3 months, which I do. Visit your dentist as recommended, but, once or twice a year. At least see the dentician so they can check to see if you have been cleaning your teeth. And eat the right food. To me, in my experience and in my reading, eating the right food, and that's what Weston Price really proved by traveling around the world. When he saw people with a normal smile and normal teeth, he checked to see what they were eating, and he found many different cultures ate many different food, but the food was not processed. It came right out of the earth, and they ate it. Brush or rinse your mouth with water after you eat sweets and chewy fruits, because a lot of fruits are full of sugar. So let's look at isolated and modernized Eskimos. That was an example what Weston Price visited. In this primitive state, it has provided an example of physical excellence and dental perfection such as seldom been by any race in the past or present. Mm-hmm. It's a sad commentary that with the coming of the white man, the Eskimos and Indians rapidly reduced both in numbers and physical excellence, and they developed the white man's diseases, and they start developing tooth decay. Many reports have been made with regard to the condition of the teeth of the Eskimo. They're good, and when it turned bad, when the Western people arrived. The New Zealand government, and this is very interesting here, provided nearly universal free dental care for the children. You know what they did? Regardless of color, to the age of 12. And what they did is developed a small building in which were dental hygienists who looked at the teeth of, and they built the building right next to the schools. Yes, and the dental hygienists would look at the teeth of all the children and teach them how to take care of them. And if there was a problem, they were attached to a dentist. So the dental clinics were right next to the schools, and that was throughout the country. Kind of interesting. They were run by trained dental hygienists. And they could refer the patients in abnormalities to be seen by a doctor. So I'm going to read to you the back of a couple of these books to get you interested. And let's read a little bit of the book of Weston A. Price, which now is owned by a foundation, but they republish it every few years. I think this is the 8th edition. So what Dr. Price is saying, and here's this picture. I don't know if you can see it good enough, but the pictures up. There are bigger pictures of him here. I'd like you to see his. Yeah, there. Now you can really see him. Okay, and let's face it, he was a real dentist. Okay, not what I see today. All I see here in Fort Wayne, driving down the street, are dental clinics to come and get all your teeth replaced. Very little teaching about prevention. They just want to replace your teeth. Even my wife, Rhonda, went to a dentist about 3 years ago because she's having some minor problem. And the dentist wanted to take all her front teeth out. She then visited another dentist for a second opinion. And she said, why? They're normal teeth. This is what you're facing. You have to gather information. That's the reason I today say this is the gathering of information. Okay? And it is a very complex subject. So Dr. Weston Price, he started demonstrating the importance of whole food nutrition and degeneration and destruction that comes from a diet of processed food. Most of the diseases that we have originate from what we're eating. I've been saying this for years. This is nothing new. I didn't say it when Weston Price said it because I wasn't born yet. But incidentally, what you were eating would affect the infant in your uterus. Your child can be born with abnormalities because you're eating the wrong food. You share the food with them. And what you're feeding the child after they're born. Most kids are born today with C-sections, about half of them. They don't have in the normal bacteria of your gut, and they will develop diseases a lot quicker because of that, because of the type of bacteria. Your GI tract and their teeth don't have the bacteria, the healthy bacteria that you had. They don't have them because you bypassed where they receive them during the birth process. Interesting, isn't it? So for nearly 10 years, Weston Price and his wife traveled around the world in search of the secret to health. Instead of looking at people afflicted with disease symptoms, this highly respected dentist and dental researcher chose to focus on healthy individuals. He wanted to know why you are healthy and challenged himself to understand how they achieve such amazing health. Interesting. Dr. Price traveled to hundreds of cities in a total of 14 different countries in his search to find healthy people. How about that? Then he said, smile. And then he would take a picture. He investigated some of the most remote areas in the world. He observed perfect dental arches, minimal tooth decay, high immunity to TB, and overall excellent health in those groups of people who ate their indigenous, their local food. He found when these people were introduced to modernized foods such as white flour, white sugar, refined vegetable oils, and canned goods, signs of degeneration quickly became quite evident. Dental caries, deformed jaw structures, crooked teeth, arthritis, low immunity to TB became rampant among them. Dr. Price documented these ancestral wisdom, including hundreds of photos in his book. Like I said, I never met a dentist who even recognized his name. No, let's read his book. It's true. I've probably spoken to 100. And when I go get my teeth cleaned a couple of times a year, none of those people working there had ever heard of him. And when I go again in a month or so for my 6-month checkup, I'll ask them again. So his book is an absolutely basic book on nutrition and disease prevention. And it doesn't just prevent dental disease, it also prevents heart disease, brain disease. It goes with bacteria, the bad bacteria that are eating up the teeth will spread to the brain and to the heart and cause heart disease and diseases throughout the body. So it's not just the teeth, it's the diseases of the bad teeth, which keep bad bacteria in them, affect the rest of the body. Here's another comment. Nutrition and physical degeneration was an inspiration to me when I began my medical practice. A doctor said the principles taught by Dr. Price are even more important today, given the decline of our current dietary practices in the healthcare system. Well, that's true. Look around the community. Look around the community. I'd say 80% of this town has diabetic and has chronic diseases, which can be avoided. The thing that I recommend the most to people, starting at age 3, get a serum insulin. That is elevated 10 to 15 years before the blood sugar ever goes up. You're sick. Well, generally you don't feel sick and you're looking pretty good. And because we don't screen people with serum insulins, which we should be doing, it's really a crime. The medical community is not doing it. This is in many books. This is nothing. nothing new, and I highly recommend that you get this book. Usually, I paid $30 for this, but I've learned if you go to Amazon Books and ask for used copies, and they look just about like this, $5. Or you can go to the library where I'm at now and borrow for a week or two and read it, and just look at the pictures. There's some many other good books you can get at the library, and I'm here today for this TV show. And I came a little early, and I looked and found 2 or 3, and this is a very a good one by Cure Tooth Decay, Remineralize Cavities, Repair Your Teeth Naturally with Good Food for a Real Niggle. And I looked through this for a half hour or so, and what really she's saying is discover a protocol based on ancient wisdom from the world's indigenous cultures. Does that sound familiar? A program that can be over 90% effective in halting and preventing tooth cavities without dental surgery or chemicals. Yes. In Cure Tooth Decay, you can learn how special healing foods can make cavity growth teeth resistant, slow or reverse gum disease, limit or heal tooth infections, halt cavities, and make soft teeth hard as stone. Just think of that. That's all described in this book, Cure Tooth Decay. And this book is a must-read for anyone interested in improving their health. Remember, tooth disease is not just disease of the teeth. Those bacteria that are living in there, and there are many different types, maybe 500 different types. There are good bacteria and there are bad bacteria. You want a mouth full of good bacteria because they help heal your teeth. Yes. So if you eat properly, if you have cavities, as long as they're not too advanced, they can form normal teeth again. It can be done by proper nutrition. Most people did not know that. Dentists will not tell you that. They may want to pull the teeth and put another one in there and send you a nice, juicy bill, which can be avoided. So you're going to have practical, life-changing choices that are worthwhile reading and definitely worth following. In this book, too, children, let's talk about children for a minute. Children have a lot of tooth disease. If we had taught them to brush their tooth when the first one popped up, and so it would get to be a habit, and they would rinse their mouth, they probably would not get tooth disease, and they would not get all these chronic diseases that we can develop out of poor teeth, because poor teeth have with them bad bacteria. You always will have some bacteria in your mouth, but you want good bacteria. You don't want bad bacteria. Bad bacteria like to live off sugar. And breastfeeding can affect cavities too. Breast milk provides protection from cavities. So nighttime nursing does not cause or promote tooth decay. They claim that nighttime nursing causes tooth decay is simply anti-breastfeeding propaganda, and it's not scientifically based. The American Academy of Pediatrics presents contradictory positions on breastfeeding. They support both day and night breastfeeding in their official policy, stating that breastfeeding ensures the best possible health as well as best development and psychosocial outcomes for the infant. Their recommendation firmly advised avoidance of any nighttime breastfeeding after the first teeth erupt, but that no longer is official policy. The policy suggests that mothers not breastfeed a child on cue after the first tooth erupts to reduce cavities. Morning and night for all children. The author here disagreed with that. The concept is not supported by studies provided on their own website. So it is important that we understand the physiology of this. Another book, and I think to read the whole book and other recommendations in there, I recommend this book. Another one is It's All in Your Mouth, a biological dentistry and the surprising impact of oral health and whole body wellness. Just think of that. Just think of that. It affects all of your health. And the future of medicine and the key to a healthier life. Look at it. You won't believe this. The future of medicine and the key to a healthier life starts in your mouth. What have I been saying today? What have I been saying today? Many things affect our overall health, but perhaps none as important as the state of our teeth. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So when you go see the doctor, the doctor should say, "Show me your teeth." When he sees teeth like that, the doctor would say, "You know, you're probably a very healthy person. Ask the usual questions anyway, take your blood pressure, etc." But just to show you normal teeth, as Dr. Price found, your general health was excellent. That's what I'm saying. I encourage everyone to read It's All in Your Mouth and start putting Dr. Niswitz's ideas into action. That's this book. This book is biological chemistry at its absolute best. Despite growing awareness about holistic health, most people don't realize that many common chronic conditions, obesity, diabetes, Alzheimer's disease, heart disease, cancer, among others, have their origins in the mouth. What have I been telling you? So, pioneering dentist Dr. Niswitz, which is this book, offers a new approach to natural immunity against disease, along with emergent scientific research on the mouth's vital role in whole body wellness. I love it. That's what I've been saying. That's what I've been saying. Sensible, holistic, humane. It's all in your mouth challenges conventional dental wisdom that separates the care of the teeth from the care of the rest of the body. And that's the way dentistry is seen today. You see all those beautiful dental buildings, and they'll do arches, and they'll do this and do that when they should be having wellness clinic. But there's no money. There's little money to be made in teaching wellness. Some do, but the money isn't taking teeth out and putting something back in there. Remember that when you go see a dentist. Remember that. that they're going to make a lot of money taking your teeth out and putting in implants, and they'll make very little money if they have to say to you, you need to brush your teeth. You need to watch the type of food that you're eating. So, I mean, it's very interesting. And these same people wrote many other books that are worth reading. And like Dr. Price and the Pottinger Foundation, they also have many DVDs too. They have some audio books where you can be driving a car and just listening to the advice, and I think that's a good one. And you need to learn the story of fluorides, a chemical that we add to toothpaste. Why that is important, and you need to gain further information by reading more. Here's one. I'm chronically ill and I want to get my health back. And here's some recommendations. Eat 100% superfoods. Difficult to recommend a one-size-fits-all diet in the case of chronic disease because we're all a little bit different. The utmost priority is, however, to avoid all foods that could in any way stress the immune, digestive, nervous system, the teeth, depending on clinical pictures. Perhaps a ketogenic diet which is why I recommend. I myself am 89 years old. I'll be 90 on April 25th. I only take one pill. I'm disease-free. I have no disease. Play pickleball, tap dance. Yeah. And take only one pill. Vitamin M. What's vitamin M, Dr. Kachmann? Music. First thing in the morning, I'm listening to music, listening to music. And so keep moving. And he recommends here, here's a food pyramid, and on top is sugar and milk. Isn't that what I've told you to? Read about milk. Milk has so many allergies and an occasional anaphylactic reaction, and we're feeding it to our kids in the schools. In every school. New York City, same thing. Eric Adams, the former mayor, he wrote a book on it. That book is about better nutrition, no doubt about it. He used to be a diabetic. He got rid of it, so I wrote a book. But I noticed in every meal in the schools, all the meals are free. 3 meals a day are free in New York City to all children if you want to eat their food. But he has milk at every meal. So generally a good book, but I got to say, Eric, you're wrong about the milk. You don't know about the milk is not good for you. So at the bottom of this pyramid, to eat some healthy fats, some animal protein from fish, but we have good fats and bad fats. Good fats are omega-3 fats. Okay? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Avocados, for example, would be, I probably eat one avocado for breakfast every day. And incidentally, to speed up return to good health. If you're watching this and I'm in very poor health, I tell you what speeds it up is fasting. And I don't mean skipping a day or two. Fasting goes back thousands of years. It's nothing new. I say fasting 16-8. In other words, our body produces about 5 hormones in the morning, which are secreted, growth hormone, some gut hormones, some steroids. It keeps our blood sugar like that. You don't have to eat. That's an invention of industry. Yes, you don't need to eat breakfast. I don't eat breakfast. I play pickleball from 9 to 11, then eat lunch. And if you make that a healthy meal, would you eat the last meal, 6 o'clock or so, 6, 7, doesn't even have to be healthy. Yes, because you want to be healthy again. We all need some vegetables, but you got to know the science of vegetables. Some vegetables have a lot of oxalates in them, which cause kidney stones. I've had a kidney stone, and my eating spinach caused me to have it. So we all got things to learn. We're all a little bit different. Another good book to look at here is Mouth Care Comes Clean. That may be the best of these books, which I had up here. Mouth Care Comes Clean. Dr. Ellie challenges the traditional dental mantra that tells us to brush and floss because it believes it's dangerous advice and ineffective in the light of understanding that cavities and gum disease are bacterial infections. Oral health depends on the development of bacterial balance in the mouth. Remember I said before, you have good bacteria, we have bad bacteria. You want mainly good bacteria in there. There will always be bacteria there. And this cannot be achieved with a length by overzealous cleaning and brushing, or the indiscriminate killing of mouth bacteria. Our mouth ecology develops early in life. Remember, I spoke about C-sections, as bacteria transfer between parents and their babies. Remember, we talked about C-sections. This exchange is important and continues throughout life as family and friends kiss and talk or simply share food. So these bacteria get transferred. Over 900 kinds of bacteria identified in healthy mouths. Yeah. Over 900 types of bacteria in a healthy mouth. So it depends on the type of bacteria that you have. And a diverse ecology is nurtured by good dietary choices. If you're eating good food, you don't have the bad bacteria, okay? And a healthy mouth gives you a brighter smile. Sorry to brag, but provides special protection from cavities, gums, disease, bad breath. I get my teeth cleaned twice a year, but I haven't had a tooth pain probably in 20 years now. I didn't know about it years ago. I lost 2 of my back teeth, 2 or 3 of the back teeth, because I never brushed my teeth till I was in college, late in college. So, and this is the best, really, of the books. So stop and reverse cavities and gum disease. You follow this advice. Use diet and digestive health to influence saliva quality, promote teeth and gum healing. You want an alkaline mouth, not an acidic mouth. And end the discomfort of dry mouth and gum recession that the gums go away. Avoid damage caused by too much flossing. Evaluate things people recommend to you and their potential dangers. Schedule the best time for dental appointments. You need to have dental appointments, but you got to be careful what dentist you're going to. Maybe you need a second opinion. Someone right away take your teeth out, or I'll pull in some metal and a crown on top of that, and that'll be $15,000, please. That commonly occurs, so you have to watch for that. And learn the dangers of artificial whitening and how to naturally whiten your teeth. Mouth care comes clean, can empower you and lead you to a new level of oral care. The strategies are simple, but they can miraculously transform mouth health. Who doesn't want to avoid the continuum of dental work that frequently involves expensive root canals, crowns, and implants? Didn't I just talk about that? Yeah. Or the inconvenience of deeper, ever more frequent dental cleanings. This doctor, early in her dental career, said that she could reverse cavities and gum disease, and she's done that. So, of all the books I've held up, I highly recommend this one, Mouth Care Comes Clean, by Ellie Phillips, DDS. That's the most highly recommended. And look at the others, and look at some of the DVDs. And thank you for listening to us here today. I think I've brought to you a lot of information. This is just the beginning of your knowledge. But if you want to not get chronic diseases, get rid of chronic diseases, look at this video presentation today again, because the library, and I thank the library, will send this to YouTube within the hour. It'll be on YouTube. You can look at this maybe tonight or tomorrow, again, to gain knowledge. And why did I do this today? I'm a doctor. That's my job. Besides, I want you to play pickleball with me when I'm 100, or tap dance, sing a song, or just take a walk. I'll probably give you a hug so we get to feel my endorphins, because I love you, I care about you. Have a great day.